I'm not recording. Okay, I started recording, sorry. Okay, first question is not recorded though. Okay, okay, I forgot to record. Do you have any questions about the first question? Okay, I am explaining it again because I forgot to record. Okay, so in order to draw the supply curve, you are looking at the cost of each seller. Okay, so we wrote each seller's cost, okay, which are 20, 25, 30, 40, and 50. Okay, and then we are checking for each price level the number of sellers who are willing to supply. Okay, if the price is below 20, okay, then price will be below the cost of any seller, then none of the sellers is willing to supply. Okay, then quantity supplied will be 0. If price is between 20 and 25, only the seller with the lowest cost is willing to supply, then quantity supplied will be 1. Okay, if price is between 25 and 30, then 2 sellers is willing to supply, then quantity supplied will be 2. We are going like this. Okay, then we are going to obtain this red stepwise function. Okay, and then in order to draw the demand curve, then you are going to write the willingness to pay for each buyer. Okay, then again you are looking at a similar way. If the price is above 40, and then none of the buyers are willing to buy because price is above their valuation. Okay, and if the price is between 35 and 40, only the buyer with the highest willingness to pay will buy the good. Okay, if the price is between 35, we said that, yeah, 35 and 40, then we said 25 and 35, then 2 of the buyers is willing to buy, etc. Okay, and then depending on where these curves intersect, we are finding the equilibrium price or equilibrium quantity, and we found equilibrium quantity as 2, equilibrium price as an interval. That's okay. You can find equilibrium price or equilibrium quantity as an interval. That's fine. Okay, and then in order to find consumer surplus and producer surplus, we took a price in this interval. I took as 26. You can take any number between 25 and 30 because they are satisfying the equilibrium condition. Okay, and then we find consumer surplus and producer surplus. Okay, the second question. Okay, consider the following demand and supply curves for wheat market. Find equilibrium price and quantity, find total surplus at the equilibrium. Okay, so this is very simple. You're gonna just draw the demand and supply curve. This is Q, this is P. If Q equals 0, P equals 600. If P equals 0, Q equals 200. So this is the demand curve, okay? And we have the supply curve, okay? So 600 minus 3Q equal to Q. 600 equal to 4Q. So Q is 150. And then price is also 150. So this is equilibrium quantity. Equilibrium price is also 150. Okay, 150, 150. Okay, and then, so this area is called as consumer surplus. And this area called as producer surplus. Okay, so consumer surplus is 600 minus 150 times 150 divided by 2. Okay, calculate it by yourself. And producer surplus will be what? 150 times 150 divided by 2. Okay, so sum of those is gonna give you total surplus, which is, okay, 600 150 over 2. Okay, kaç oldu? Okay, something like this. Okay, and then let's do the third question. Any question about this? Do you have any question about the second one? Now for question 2, suppose 4 40 Turkish lira specific tax is imposed on buyers. Calculate new consumer surplus, producer surplus after the tax. Calculate tax revenue and deadweight loss. Okay, now 40 Turkish liras on buyers. Okay, what are you gonna do? So now your new demand equation. So in demand equation will shift to left after the tax, right? So this is 600 minus 3Q minus tax. Okay, so the amount of tax is 40. So this is 560 minus 3Q. Okay, so let's say this. Okay, 600. So this is 200. Okay, and then we are gonna have our. So this is supply. Okay, and then what are we gonna have? We are gonna have new demand curve, demand after the tax as this. Okay, demand after the tax as this. And then equilibrium quantity will drop to this instead of this. Okay, instead of this. Okay, and then we found in here as 150, right? This is 150. Okay. 560 minus 3. Do you have? Okay, I should mute all of you. Okay, how do I do? Let me check.
No, the thing is the one missing back because.
Okay, so you can ask me. You can ask me your questions from the chat. Okay, 560 minus 3Q equal to Q. 560 equal to 4Q. And then 4 divided by 4 will be what? 160. Okay, now the quantity after the tax is 160. Okay, and then the equilibrium price is 160 as well. Yes, so this is sellers obtain. This is sellers obtain after the tax. You are gonna add 40. You are gonna add 40 to this in order to find buyers pay after the tax. So this is 200. Okay, and then this is tax revenue. This is tax revenue. And this the area shaded in red is the tax revenue, and the area here is consumer surplus after the tax, and area in yellow is producer surplus after the tax. So don't confuse this the price obtained by the sellers with the producer surplus after the tax. Okay? Any question? 140 mu oluyor? Olabilir. Yanlış mı yaptım bakayım? Evet 140 oluyor. Thank you. 140. 140. Burası da 180 etti. Thank you. Okay. And then calculate tax revenue and deadweight loss. So this part, this triangle is deadweight loss. Deadweight loss. Ne oldu o zaman? Deadweight loss hesap. Let me calculate the deadweight loss. This is 180 minus 140 times 10 over 2 is deadweight loss. No, 100. Okay, 100. So tax is decreasing the quantity, equilibrium quantity. Then both consumer surplus and producer surplus is decreasing and leading to a deadweight loss. And tax revenue is what? Tax revenue is 180 minus 140 times 140. Okay, so 40 times 140. Okay, so it's something like this. Any question? You can calculate the consumer surplus, producer surplus. So consumer surplus after the tax, 600 minus 180 times 140 divided by 2. And producer surplus after the tax, 140 times 140 divided by 2. Any question? Do you have any question? 200 mü? What is 200? Bakayım 40. Yeah, 200. Yeah. So sorry for the mistake. Yeah, it's 200. I'm leaving the computation to you. Any question about the third one? Okay, then let's continue with the last question. Last question. Okay, so this is 4. Okay. Consider a country in which demand and supply curves are as follows for paper cup market. So these are the paper cup. Okay. And then if the world price is 10 Turkish liras. Okay, so let's draw the supply and demand. Okay. If Q equals 0, this is 40, this is 20. Okay. We have demand as this, and this is supply. Okay. And then equilibrium prices, equilibrium quantity is what? P equals 40 minus 2Q equal to 3Q. Okay, 40 equals 5Q. Q equals 8. Okay, Q equals 8. And then this is 24. Okay, if the world price is 10. Okay, if the world price is 10. Okay, 10 is below the equilibrium price, right? 10 is below the equilibrium price. If there is a free trade, will this country export or import the paper cups? What do you think? Import, right? Because the price is below the price that's realized in the market. Okay, so country will import because world price is lower than country's equilibrium price, 24. Okay, and then what will be the amount of import? In order to find the quantity demanded at 10, you're going to write price equal to 10 and find quantity demanded as 15. Okay, and if supply is 10, 10 over 3. Okay, sorry for the not integer number. Okay, so this is the amount of imported good will be 15 minus 10 over 3. Okay, so this is 45 minus 10 over 3, 35 over 3. Okay. And then calculate consumer surplus and producer surplus with and without trade. Okay, so without trade, consumer surplus will be this triangle and producer surplus will be this triangle. Okay, so this is consumer surplus and this is producer surplus. Okay, so consumer surplus is 40 minus 24 times 8 over 2. This is without trade. Without trade. Okay, and producer surplus is 24 times 8 over 2. Okay, now what happens with trade? So let's write it with red. With trade, okay, the number of people who are able to buy is enlarged. This triangle, so this red triangle is now the area of the consumer surplus. Consumer surplus will be what? 40 minus 10 times 15 over 2. Okay, so this is gain from trade. Okay, and this gain from trade is coming to the consumers. In addition to some of the lost part of the producer surplus is also coming to the consumers. Okay, because producer surplus is now, producer surplus is 10 times 10 over 2 over 2. Okay, so if, since the country allowed free trade, who is harmed? Who is harmed? Producers, right? So it's domestic producers. Domestic producers are now the area of the producer surplus for the domestic producers shrank this much. Okay, and it is added to the consumers. Okay, any question? Okay, now this was A. B is this. If the world price is 6, will this country import or export the good? Calculate consumer surplus and producer surplus with or without trade. Still, it's gonna import, right? So the price is still below 24, okay? And then it's still gonna import. Do it yourself. Do it yourself. It is very similar to the question in part A. Also, solve the question if world price is ne olsun, 30 olsun. World price is 30. Okay. Now this time the country can the equilibrium price in the country is below the world price. Then what will happen? Then it means that this country has a comparative advantage in producing this good, and it's better to export. Okay, if price in the country is below the world price, then country will export. Do this exercise with this one as well. Okay, if there is a tariff 1.5 Turkish liras on imported good, what will happen to the case without tariff? Okay, so we can solve this. So let's do the one in part B. Okay, this is the tariff as 1.5. Okay, now, okay, I'm drawing it again. Neydi bu? 40, 20. Okay, and then we have this. Okay, so we have world price is 6. Okay, if there's a 1.5 tariff came. Okay, so this is 7.5. Okay, so this is the amount of the tariff. Okay, then what will happen to the case without tariff? Okay, what was happening now with the tariff? Okay, so I'm just showing you the producer surplus and consumer surplus. Okay, so remember, I'm writing the ABC. This area of ABC, okay, is the consumer surplus with trade and without tariff. Without tariff, okay, and then let's say this is D, this is E. Area of ADE, consumer surplus with tariff. Okay, after the tariff, consumer surplus decreased because people are buying at a higher price, right? Then who's helped? Who's helped? Producer surplus, right? So let's say this is BOF, and let's say this is G. Area of BOF, okay, so this area was producer surplus with trade without tariff, okay, and area of DOG, yani area of this triangle, okay, producer surplus with tariff. Okay. Who's helped with the tariff? Producers. Domestic producers. Producers are helped with tariff. Who is harmed? Buyers, consumers. Consumers of the country is harmed, right? Okay. The benefit, government benefit from the tariff. Şunu başka bir renkle yapayım abi. Okay. So this area, benefit of tariff to government, and these parts are dead weight loss. Okay, so they were included when there is no tariff, and they aren't there with the tariff. Any question? Any question? Arkadaşlar? Do you have any questions about this or about any other things? Okay. Okay, then this is what I want to tell you. So, okay, so let me tell you about give you some information about the midterm. Okay, last time I told you maybe it may have multiple question part, but I decided not to have a multiple question part. Okay, it's all classic. You are gonna have your 4 questions. Probably you are gonna given 2. You are gonna upload your answers. We are gonna give you questions in 2 parts. Okay, 2 questions. First 2 questions after some amount of time after you upload the first part. Okay, and then it's all classic. Okay, and then it's gonna be during the class hour, I guess. Okay, during the class hour probably. Okay, 1:40 to 3:40. But we are gonna announce you, Mine. Okay. Any question? 18 Kasım. It is November 18. Midterm is November 18. Okay. On Wednesday, you are gonna have your first midterm. Okay. The midterm encompasses still which chapter? Until this week. Okay. And probably we are not gonna meet on next Friday because I didn't tell you about the next chapter yet. I will upload the next chapter on Monday, but it's not gonna be included in your midterm. Neyin üzerinden geçeyim Türkçe? Bunların mı? Neyin üzerinden geçeyim? Sınavla ilgili. Okay. Sınav arkadaşlar ben multiple question kısmı da olacak diye düşünmüştüm ama yapmamaya karar verdim. Klasik olacak. 4 soru olacak. 4 soruyu 2 soru parça yükleyeceğiz büyük ihtimal. Siz ilk kısmın parçasını yükledikten sonra ikinci kısmın parçasını göreceksiniz. Bu quiz gibi olacak biraz da yani egzersiz olacak. Yani nasıl olursa ne öğrendiyseniz hepsinden sorumlusunuz Yiğit. Yani matematik olur herhalde. Bilmiyorum hani nasıl sorular geliyorsa problem setlerde nasıl sorular bekliyorsanız o şekilde olur. Süresi de hani sınav zaman ders zamanı süresince olur diye düşünüyorum. Onu gene duyururuz size. Tamam. Any question? Friday değil 18'i. Wednesday. Friday 20'si. Begüm. Tamam mı? Aralığa baktın herhalde sen. Kasım. Kasım'da olacak. Okay. Tamam. Haftaya yani çarşamba günü birinci midterm'ünüz. Evet, en son 9. Evet, fotoğrafını yükleyeceksiniz arkadaşlar. Çözeceksiniz, fotoğrafını yükleyeceksiniz. Yani bu quiz'e biraz benzer olacak. O yüzden fikir edinirsiniz diye düşünüyorum. Yani gene size Big Blue Button'dan yapacak, asistanlarınız bakacak. Yani gözetmenlik gibi olacak biraz. Anlatırlar size kuralları. Ondan sonra soruları çözeceksiniz belli bir süre içinde. Yükleme için de ayrı zaman verilecek. Ondan sonra yükleyeceksiniz. Calculator is not allowed. Tamam mı? Bunu bana başkaları da sormuşlar. Genelde yani calculator kullanacak kadar olmuyor. Gerçi ben demin hata yaptım consumer surplus, producer surplus hesaplarken ama o hatalar çok önemli değil yani. Ben okurken de çok kötü puan kırmıyorum yani. Tamam. PDF formatında yükleyemeyecek misiniz? Onu sanırım convert edebiliyorsunuz Zeynep. ODTÜ klası yükleyeceksiniz arkadaşlar. Tamam mı? ODTÜ klası yükleyeceksiniz. ODTÜ klasta yükleyebileceğiniz bir şey var. Yani ödev olduktan sonra upload edebiliyorsunuz. Tamam, şimdi quiz'de deneyimlersiniz onu da. Var mı başka sorunuz? No, 3 quiz. Check out the syllabus. You're gonna have 3 quiz, okay? And then actually quiz 1 has 5%. The other quizzes are 10% as I remember. Check out the syllabus. Okay. Nasıl sorularınızı göreceksiniz? Sorular gelecek. Sorular size Metu Class'tan bakacaksınız arkadaşlar. Metu Class'ta bir tane assignment yüklenmiş gibi olacak. Quiz 1 diyecek o assignment'ta. O zamanı geldiğinde açılacak. Tamam mı? Yani 1-2:40'da olmuş olacak, açılmış olacak quizler. Midterm 5.30'da kalmaz ya. Midterm 1:40 ile 3:40 arası olur diye düşünüyorum ama onu bir kontrol etmek lazım. Ders zamanında yapabiliriz diye düşünüyorum ama bir bakalım Meryem. Başka? Sorunuz var mı? Okay then. Stop recording diyeyim burada.